So many people are judgy bitches. It's about time we get real about why judgment exists and how you can break out of the cycle. Why are people so quick to judge? Spoiler, it's not about you. In this episode, we're going to break down why judgment occurs and why people are such judgy bitches. Judgy motherfuckers driving you crazy? Let's talk about what's really going on for them and how you can release yourself from their toxic vibes. I know you think you're not a judgy person and that everybody else is judging you and you're the victim of that. You're wrong, but you don't want to hear it. And if you do, if you're ready to grow, listen to the podcast because we go through it and you'll actually see it's never been about you. Welcome to Life by 8, your blueprint for living the most extraordinary life. I am Rebecca Grugan, your life architect on this journey to designing your ultimate life. If you are ready to level up using values levels, understanding yourself with the energetic blueprint, our 8 pillars to human wellness framework, this is for you. You are in the right place, so let's go. Tell me how I look. Do I look like a fucking idiot? Or do I look cool?
You look funny.
Right? So, what judgment did you make when you first saw me look like this
I was laughing, Rebecca.
today? I mean, you can hear, right? We can hear. But you're all making a judgment of some sort. And you are a judgy motherfucker. So today we're going to get real and raw with a topic I know many of you have encountered in your daily life. Why people are such judgy bitches. Great. We've all experienced it. Someone judging us harshly, or maybe we've even caught ourselves being judgmental of others. Like you just did then. But what's really going on here? Why do people act this way? Why do you act this way? And how can we rise above it? I'm going to break down why people get stuck in judgment, what it says about them, and how you can move past it, both as the one being judged and as someone who might be a little guilty of it too. Or a lot. Why people judge? Firstly, judgment is a natural part of being human, and in the past we judged situations and people to ensure our survival and our safety. However, in this day and age, judgment is no longer needed in the same way it was thousands of years ago when we left the cave. So let's get into an understanding of the core reasons why people are so judgmental. Spoiler alert, it's rarely about you. Judgment is usually a reflection of what's going on inside the person doing the judging. So one of the main reasons people are judgy is because of their own insecurities. When someone feels inadequate or unsure about themselves, they project those feelings outward by criticizing others. Judgment is a way to temporarily boost your own self-esteem by making someone else less than. And in NLP, this links to the concept of perception is projection. And in the fear of the unknown, people tend to judge what they don't understand. If someone's way of life, beliefs, or choices are different, it can trigger fear or discomfort. And instead of being curious or open, some people react by judging because it makes them feel more in control of their own worldview. And judgment can also come from a desire to control or influence others. When people feel powerless in their own lives, they try to assert control by pointing out flaws in others. By judging someone else's choices, they're subtly trying to reinforce their own choices as the right one. Can you see how that can be a problem? And so if you were someone who saw what I was wearing and what the fuck is she wearing? I wonder what reflection that is for you. What are you projecting in that moment? Is it that sometimes in your life you wish that you could wear things that are a bit more out there? Or that you weren't so black and white? What is it for you? Because it's there and it's in your ego. And here's where it gets interesting, right? So judgment is often less about tearing someone down and more about protecting the person doing the judging. And so avoiding vulnerability, judgment, is a defense mechanism to do that. When people are judgy, they're trying to shield themselves from their own imperfections. And by focusing on what's wrong with others, they don't have to confront their own flaws or insecurities. They just get to feel good about themselves. And our egos, they don't like feeling threatened. If someone feels like another person's success, lifestyle, or choices somehow challenge their own identity, they'll react with judgment. And this helps them reinforce their own beliefs and protect their sense of self. Cue the rich people are assholes story, or single dads have it easier than single mums, or private school is better than public school, and so on and so on. All of these beliefs, all of these judgments of others, this is all it is doing. It's protecting your identity. The things that you believe make you who you are. And there's the tribal mentality. Humans are wired to seek connection and belonging, which can sometimes manifest as judgment of outsiders. It's the us versus them mentality, which was created in Values Level 3 as we evolved humanity. And so people tend to judge those who don't fit into their in-group because it's a way to solidify their own sense of belonging and superiority. And that makes them feel greater. And the reason it hurts so much, you see, judgment hurts both sides of the coin. Being on the receiving end of judgment sucks. It can sting and create self-doubt and make you question your own choices. But here's the kicker. It hurts the person doing the judging too. When people are overly judgmental, it actually signals a conflict within themselves. They're often struggling with their own inadequacies, and judging others gives them temporary relief from that discomfort. But deep down, it's only reinforcing their insecurities. Constantly judging others keeps people stuck. It prevents you from self-reflection, learning, and growth. When you're always focused on what's wrong with someone else, you're not doing the inner work to improve yourself. And that's why judgy people often seem stuck in their ways. They're deflecting their own need for growth. They don't want to do the work. It's easier to stay where they are, and it makes them feel bad, and so they judge to help themselves feel better. And it's also straining relationships. Like, judgment pushes people away. It erodes trust and connection. Because no one wants to feel scrutinized or belittled. And if you've ever been judged harshly by a friend or a family member, you know how quickly it can create distance and tension in that relationship. You don't want to be around that. And for many people, we're judging the people closest to us. And it is detrimental to their development, especially if it is of children, adolescents, and young people. So I want to talk about how to deal with the judgment, whether you are the one being judged or the judger. So let's talk about how to handle it. Whether you're on the receiving end of judgment or you catch yourself being a little too judgy, here are some strategies to shift your mindset, to rise above it. It's possible. If you're being judged, recognize that it's not about you. Judgment is a reflection of the other person's issues, not a true evaluation of your worth or choices. Now, this doesn't give you permission to something they've judged you and it's all completely wrong. Some of it's probably got truth in it. But allow yourself to have the discernment to decide what is and isn't. And set those boundaries. If someone is constantly judging you, it's okay to distance yourself or to let them know their opinions are not welcome in your life. The thing is, those boundaries have to be consistent. Otherwise, people will keep pushing at them. And can you practice self-compassion? Don't let someone else's judgments make you question your own value. Focus on being kind to yourself and standing by your decisions, even if it is to wear sparkly shit with crazy sunnies. Now, if you are the judger, learn how to pause and reflect. Next time you catch yourself judging someone, ask yourself, what's really going on here? is there something I'm avoiding in my own life? You can shift from judgment to curiosity. Instead of criticizing, try being curious about why someone makes certain choices. You see, curiosity fosters empathy and reduces the impulse to judge. Work on your own insecurities. Judgment often stems from unresolved issues within. And doing the inner work to address your fears, insecurities, and doubts will naturally make you less judgmental. Because there is power in compassion over judgment. You see, this is one of the most powerful antidotes to judgment. It's compassion. And it works both ways. Whether you're being judged or feeling judgmental, compassion can break the cycle. The compassion for others, when you practice this, you start to see that everyone is dealing with their own stories and struggles. And instead of focusing on what you perceive as flaws, you start to understand that we're all just doing the best we can with what we've got. And being compassionate towards yourself means recognizing that you're enough exactly as you are. Whether you are being judged or you are the judger, when you feel secure in your own skin, the need to judge others fades away, and you stop comparing, stop criticizing, and you start embracing your own unique journey. You start to get comfortable with being someone who shows up completely as they are. And so how do we break free from the cycle of judgment, both as the givers and receivers? Here's how you can start shifting out of judgmental thinking. Embrace imperfection. Understand that no one, not you, not the person judging, is perfect. We all have flaws, and that's okay. And instead of focusing on perfection, focus on growth. And know that the person you may have known 2 years ago is not the same person today. If you are doing the work, you can come to acceptance that you were a judgy motherfucker, and you can become a less judgy motherfucker. It is a process, and it's possible, and it is worth it. Judgment is often the knee-jerk reaction to discomfort. When you build emotional awareness, you start to notice that when judgmental thoughts arise, you get to choose to react differently. You can ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? And how can I respond with compassion instead? You can also practice gratitude. Shifting your focus to gratitude leaves less room for judgment. When you're thankful for the people and things in your life, you're less likely to focus on others' shortcomings or perceived flaws, because you realize that you are enough and you have enough. And it doesn't matter whether somebody has more than you or not. You have exactly what you were meant to have in that moment. And so there you have it. Why people, yourself included, are judgy bitches, and what you can do about it. And whether you've been on the receiving end or you found yourself being the judge, remember that judgment says more about the person giving it than the person receiving it. It's often a defense mechanism, a mask for insecurity, and a way to avoid deeper issues. And the good news, you don't have to stay in that cycle. With compassion, self-awareness, and a little bit of curiosity, you can rise above the need for judgment and create a more authentic, fulfilling life. So thanks for tuning in today. If you've ever felt judged or struggled with judgmental thoughts, I hope this episode gave you some clarity and tools to move forward. And until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and remember, you are and always have been enough.